everybody, and welcome to Menopause Awareness Month. I am so excited to be here with you and to accompany you over the next month. And every day this month, I will be showing up for you either in a post or a live, or sharing information or articles, or asking you to share your experiences. We're going to also be having some fun along the way, and to really embrace this month and everything that is menopause, perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause, being a midlife woman, what this means and how to do it with fun, ease, confidence, enjoyment, wisdom, without the stereotypes or the narrative or the negative language that often accompanies this stage of life. So today I'm going to start with the most basic question. If we're celebrating the whole month, Menopause Awareness Month, what is menopause, and how can we do things a little bit differently to what we see out there? So let's start with what is menopause. And I want to break this down into a couple of categories. We obviously have the biological, hormonal, anatomical categorization of what is menopause. And then we have other ways to define or understand menopause. So let's start with what is menopause from a purely biological definition. Menopause is the date of your last period, which you can only see retroactively when you have had 12 period-free months. So on the anniversary, the 1 year anniversary of your last period, you can pop the champagne and you can say, yay, I am now in menopause, having experienced 12 period-free months. However, it is not that simple because there is a lot going on in your body in the lead up to that anniversary, to that date, to being in menopause or experiencing menopause. And that journey to that last date can, for some women, be years. And very often, they don't even realize that the changes or the journey they're going on to menopause is part of what we call perimenopause, that pre-stage, that lead up, that journey to menopause. And for some women that can be a couple of years, for some women it can be 10 years. Perimenopause is divided up into its own categorizations: early, mid, late. And when you're in late perimenopause, you're really heading well into menopause itself. And then we also have postmenopause, and I want us to pay attention to postmenopause also, because we often think, yay, I'm in menopause, my symptoms are going to disappear now, I'm going to feel better, and I'm going to either carry on with my life, or if we're buying into those negative stereotypes and negative language, you may become irrelevant, which is part of another element of the menopause journey that we're going to talk about. But postmenopause is also something that we need to pay attention to and understand what happens to us in postmenopause and how we want to experience postmenopause. So when I say menopause, I'm referring to this very long journey, this very broken up into stages time period of our lives, which is perimenopause, menopause itself, and then postmenopause. And each of those stages we're going to talk about more over the month. And we're going to really understand the characteristics of those stages, what happens, and how you can get empowered and take control of your experience at each of those stages. Now, I also said there are other elements to menopause that I want to really bring up here. And that is not just the biological, hormonal changes, anatomical changes that are going on in your body. For example, your ovaries stop producing eggs, which is why you stop having a period. Hormones change. We are now at a new hormonal level. That is the biology of menopause. But there is also the emotional journey, a spiritual journey, an identity journey. All these things are part of menopause, and you actually can't really take them apart to what this overarching thing is called menopause. Yes, there is the biological. Yes, there is the physical changes, very clear physical changes that women experience during this time of their lives. But the emotional side, whether it be mood swings, irritability, not really knowing who you are, feeling out of balance, whether it be the emotional expressions on a daily basis, the anxiety, the depression, the emotional changes that you're feeling, or the more deeper emotional identity of who am I now? Who do I want to be? Who was I? Where is my place in my family, in my work, in my community? Those emotional things. The spiritual level, again, of who are you becoming? What is the purpose, the deeper meaning of this menopause journey for you as part of your life cycle? And then there is also the very clear identity of where do I fit in? And many women during this stage of life really have that identity crisis. They may be either in a sandwich generation where they're looking after elderly parents and still have kids at home, not even young kids, but we do know that many older kids are moving back in with their parents now for a lot of economic reasons. So you may be at the stage now where you are in postmenopause and you are done with your kids. You're done with child rearing. You're done with looking after young children, but you still have children at home. You may have responsibilities, as I said, to older parents. You may have not had any children, and you are now trying to figure out, maybe in a relationship with a partner you've been with for many years. Maybe you are newly single. Maybe trying to really figure out a lot of things, and professionally. Maybe you've been in a career for a long time and you want to do something different. You want to do something more meaningful. You don't want to be taken for granted anymore. You want to find, or maybe you've committed to a career for many years and now you want to work less. You want to do, enjoy life a bit more. All these things are part of this life stage transition that happens during and along this menopause journey. And for many women, they are hit with these questions or these transformations or these changes and don't really understand what is going on. We used to term this a midlife crisis. That is what we used to call this transition of a woman really trying to figure out, who am I? Who do I want to be? Where do I come from? Where do I want to go? And this midlife crisis is actually a bit, maybe today we'd use a phrase gaslighting or derogatory or inappropriate, because when we put it in the context of a woman's life cycle, of the stages that she experiences throughout her life, and we compare it to puberty or fertility years, we now understand that there is a life cycle of stages where you are emotionally, biologically, hormonally wired in a specific way, where you respond to things in a specific way. So when I use the word menopause, when I use the word menopause journey, I want you to really understand that yes, there is the hormonal, biological, anatomical part of this, but it also can go for many women much deeper into layers of other things that they may be experiencing. And we're going to be exploring all of this throughout Menopause Awareness Month. In the next 4 weeks, we're going to be looking at what is menopause, going a little bit deeper into the biology of it, what's going on, hormones, symptoms, why symptoms occur, strategies, what you can do about managing and navigating your symptoms, how we understand menopause from the world around us, from social media, from the languages we use, from what we see on TV and in movies, how that impacts us. We have a fun day where I'm sharing with you funny menopause memes, but how we engage with those memes. So really looking at the broad spectrum of menopause. But at the end of the day, the whole point of Menopause Awareness Month and everything that I do is to support you to navigate this stage of life with ease, joy, and confidence. Menopause does not need to be a time of struggle, suffering, confusion, frustration, and not getting answers. Menopause can be a time of an empowering journey when you understand what to expect and you really embrace and own this stage of life. So that is what we're going to be doing all month. Of course, at any point in time, you can ask questions, you can write comments. At the end of this month, we're really going to be delving into all those things that women don't talk about during this time. So we're going to have an opportunity to really peel back the layers of those conversations that are a bit embarrassing, that we try and steer away from. But at the Menopause Sisterhood and all the work that I do in my workshops, it's all about having those conversations that other people are not having. So you are in the right place if you really want to get deep and into really understanding and what menopause is and changing the way you understand and experience this stage of life. So I look forward to seeing you throughout the month. Have a fantastic day and happy Menopause Awareness Month.